Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is time to practice for some big numbers as well as our exam. If I sound kind of strange, it's because I'm sick as a dog. My nose is stuffed right up, so I apologize if I sound weird. Okay, this is the answer key for your guys' practice quiz. Of course, this quiz is the exact same format, except for the last question. Exact same format as the quiz that you guys have already written. So this shouldn't be anything new. Just more practice to get you ready for our exam tomorrow. So let's do this thing. Question 1. Remember, it's always important to read the question, so always read it just in case. Place each of the following numbers in the place value chart below. It's out of 5 marks. Each one's a mark. Okay, before I start writing numbers in randomly, I just want to make sure I read it to myself first. So I notice there's the ones, the thousands, the millions, the billions. Okay, so there's billions. 105,630,004. Okay, so I know this is in the billions because I read it. I could hear what period it was. 105 billion, no millions, 630,000, 4. Notice I didn't say and 4. Okay, next number, let's read this thing. I've got 3 periods, so ones, thousands, millions. Okay, 11,652,843. Ooh, careful. There's no 100 billions. There's no billions at all. I better start in the millions. There's 11 million. Right. 11 billion. 652,103. Cool. Okay, ones, thousands, millions. 500 million. 666,000. Ooh, spooky. 103. Okay, this one, 3 periods. This must be the million. So 3,890,000. Boom, easy. All right. Next one, 999,000. 999. Coolio. Okay, down here, I'm writing an expanded form. So remember, I'm looking at each place value, and then I'm turning it into a big addition sentence. Okay, so here I've got 105 billion, so I'm going to start with the 100 billion. So 100 billion. Periods still really matter. If I miss 1 0, now it's not 100 billion, it's 10 billion. And that's a really, really big difference. 100 million plus 5 billion. Oops, careful. Plus 600,000. Oops. Plus 30,000. Plus 4. Boom, done. If I added all these up, you betcha, it'd be this number in its standard form. We've got 10 million plus 1 million plus 600,000 plus 50,000 plus 2,000. 800 plus 40 plus 3. Groovy. Next one, 500,666,103. So I've got 5. Oops. I've got 500 million plus 600,000. Something I failed to mention earlier. Notice how I'm not adding the 10 millions or the 1 millions. It's because there's zeros in those placeholders. I could go plus 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, but that's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. Don't do it. And plus 3. Awesome. I'm going to pause it, save your time. All right, cool. So I just put 3,890,000 into expanded form. What did I do wrong? How am I going to lose marks on this exam? Oh, shoot, I forgot to put a space to separate my period. Of course, I'm on the computer, so I could easily just put a space in. But if this was on paper, you need to put a comma in. And notice where I put the comma. I'm not putting it here because that's not a period. That's just one place value. You need to start from the left-hand side, the right-hand side, and count 1, 2, 3, comma. So it's every 3 digits, comma. That separates your periods. All right, and there's the answer for E. 900,000 plus 90,000 plus 9,000 plus 900 plus 90 plus 9. Whole bunch of 9s. All right, cool. This one in written form. You don't have to write the actual numbers in written form, so you don't have to write it like 105. I'm not that mean. You're allowed to, if you want to. I think that's awesome, and I tip my hat to you. But if you want to, you can write 105. That's fine. But you need to write the word for the period. So 105, ones, thousands, millions, billions. 105 billion. How many millions? There's none, so I don't do anything. There's 630,000 though, and there's 4. I could say 4 ones, but that's too much work. I'm lazy. I don't want to. 11 million. 652,843. Oops. Okay, this one. Ones, thousands, millions. Okay. 500 million. 666,843. This one. 3,890,000. And 0 ones. 999. Oops, not million. Slow down. Ones, thousands. It's thousands. I think I double checked. 999. Cool. That's how I get 5 out of 5 on that one. Okay, this one we are rounding. So you should have underlined the digit that's in the 100,000 place value. And then you need to look to the place value to its right. If that number is 5 or greater, yep, your 100,000 is rounding up. If it's not, like this one is, it stays the same. So my answer is going to be 105 billion. Nothing changes to the digits to the left. 0 million still. My 6 stays the same. All the other place values are into 0. That's that one round 2. Ooh. Hey, where's my 100,000 place value? Where is it? Ones, thousands. This one is the 100,000. Oops. There we go. Look to the place value to the right. Yep, that's 5 or greater. So my 6 is going to round to a 7. So my millions stay the same. But my 6 rounded up to a 7. And everything else turns into a 0. Here we go. This one, ones, thousands. Here's the 100. Better underline it. Boom. Oops. That's not underline. There we go. Hey, so look at the place value to the right. Yep, that's 5 or greater. My 100,000 is going to round up. 500 million. 6 rounds to 7. Everything else turns into zeros. Yeah, you betcha. Okay, same thing here. My 100,000. Underline it. Yep, that's 5 or greater. So my 100,000 is going to round up. 8 round up to 9. Everything else, oops, everything else turns into zeros. Go. And this one, ones, thousands. Here's the 100,000. Underline it. I look to the right. Yep, that's 5 or greater. It's going to round my 9 into a 10. Now remember, when you round a 9 into a 10, 0 goes in that place value, and the 1 bumps up. So I'm going to end up with 10 100,000s, or in other words, 1 million. Okay, cool. Last question. We're converting these into decimal millions. So remember, when we're talking about decimal millions, we're just talking about how many millions there actually are, how many 1 millions there actually are. So in this big fat number, where are the 1 millions? Ones, thousands, millions. Okay, there's the 1 millions. So you could say, hey, I've got 0 millions, but that's not really true. All the place values to the left still matter. And in fact, you have 105,000 millions. Not even that, I have to go decimal millions. So how many 100,000s do we have? I've got 105,000.6 decimal millions. 105,000 decimal 6 millions. Okay. Now remember, it's not always as easy, as looking at your 100,000s and just being like, hey, it's 0.6. We still have to round as well. So here I've got 11 million, so that's easy. What's going to be my decimal number? Well, let's have a look. I could easily write 6, but that wouldn't be correct. I have to round. Check it out. There's a 5 next to that 6. So it's going to be 11.7 millions. The cool thing is, take a look at the question before. We already did this rounding. We rounded the nearest 100, so that makes it kind of easy for us. Anyway, we've got 500 millions, so that's easy. 500. Decimal what? Could be 6, but no, better round. Yep, that 6 is going to bump up my other 6 to 7. 500.7 millions. Look at that. That's exactly what I had up there. Just convert it into decimal millions. Okay, have a look here. I've got 3 millions. Decimal 8. It's going to round up to 9. 3.9 million. Have a look at this. I could easily say I've got 0 millions. But slow your horses. Let's take a look here. I got to round my 100,000s. And just like we had in the earlier question, this 9 is going to round up to a 10. So actually, I've got 1.0 millions here. Okay. I hope that answers some of your questions. I hope this was informative. And if it didn't answer any of your questions, put a star next to where something puzzled you. Like maybe this question here. It's like, Lewis, that didn't make sense. You didn't explain it well enough. Absolutely. Come talk to me. That's why I exist. That's why I have the job I do. So happy studying. Good luck. And happy Halloween. Boo!